Going to Kansas City. If I could, I could.
Hey, welcome to the first episode of Chopping It Up with the Cleavers. My name is Emmanuel Cleaver III. I am your main host.
And my name is Emil Cleaver, and I'm going to be guiding this podcast. We're going to be coming on every Tuesday. So check for us wherever you get your podcast services.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page, our YouTube channel, Chopping It Up with the Cleavers. Every Tuesday, we're going to put something out. And on these episodes, we're talking about sports, politics, religion, what's happening in pop culture and the news, all of that, just dropping knowledge. The hope is that this will be informative as well as entertaining. So we're going to jump right into it. What's in the news going on right now? Of course, the big news is Russia and Ukraine. And I have to be honest, when I first heard about it, my first reaction was, why does the U.S. have to get involved? Why do we have to get involved in everything? I understand a little more. Yeah, well, we get involved. We established some sanctions against Russia.
And sanctions means nothing.
Okay, well, I mean, it's something. I can't say it's nothing. But, so that's one of my things that I'm always thinking about. Why does the U.S. have to get involved? Even though, the president said he's not going to send troops, but imposing sanctions on Russia, So we'll see what happens. It's going to have an impact all over the world.
Yeah, this is what happens when you have a sociopath as a president. See, we almost had one as our president. I mean, if he was the president, Donald Trump was the president now, I mean, he'd probably be joining in. I mean, he already said it was a good thing that he invaded, his boy Putin. So
that's what Donald Trump said. He said it was a good thing.
You didn't hear him when he said that?
I don't even hear anything that he says nowadays.
Well, yeah, they said he was doing some speech, and he said that he thought it was a good thing, because he was taking over a country, because that's what he wanted to do. I'm sure he wanted to take over the world if he had a chance to. But yeah, he said it was a good thing. So,
well, yeah, it's a good thing that he probably joined in Russia. Help Russia fight. I mean, him and Putin were boys. No telling what he would do. But also, reading about this, I saw that former heavyweight champions, the Klitschko brothers, both said that they would fight for their country of Ukraine. And so I thought that was a noble thing. Let's see, Vitaly is the mayor of Kiev.
Yeah, weren't they in the army, though, before?
Yeah, they were both in the army.
Whatever they call it.
And is it Vitaly or
Vitaly?
Vitaly's the mayor. Yeah. One of them's the mayor of Kiev. And so, but they both said that they're going to join in, heavyweight champions who dominated the heavyweight boxing for a few years. Then, of course, Vasily Lomachenko left the country. And so I know you and I talked about it. You said you'd probably join Lomachenko.
Well, I mean, I didn't really understand the situation that was going over there. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I think he has a fight next weekend or this weekend.
Yeah, he does.
I'm pretty sure he has a fight.
Yeah, you are right.
Coming up.
He does have a fight coming up. He does. But, I also thought, when you think about people like Vladimir Putin and all these leaders, there have been people like him before, Idi Amin, Kim Jong-un and his father, Kim Jong-il, these ruthless dictators.
Kim Jong-il.
Yeah, that's his name, man.
I'm just repeating it. I was just repeating it.
So, but I can't think of any women that have been ruthless dictators throughout history. I'm sure there has to be some.
Yeah, I think Russia's going to keep on going. They're going to invade Ukraine, and then what's the next country over? Poland?
But at some point, it's going to get pretty serious. Others will join in. So NATO, even though Ukraine's not a part of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, those Western European countries have a lot to gain or lose as a result of the conflict. So at some point, others will jump in. And if the NATO allies, jump in, then, U.S. can't be too far behind.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Why not?
I don't know about I don't think we're going to get involved. I mean, Putin already said that if we get involved, it's going to be some problems like this world has never seen before. That's nuke talk.
That's a threat, yeah.
It's nuke talk. So I mean, that's not our business. So, I mean,
But if we're a part of NATO, then
Ukraine isn't part of
I know
NATO.
they're not, but you said they're going to keep on going. So if they keep on going, who knows?
I mean, not all those countries are NATO countries.
Right, but the NATO countries in Europe are paying close attention, because what happens, even though it's eastern part of Europe, those western countries in Europe, those are part of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. I mean, they have to act. It's on their continent. It's not like us where we're, in a whole nother continent. So at some point they're going to get involved. And if our allies get involved, then, next thing you know, U.S. might be involved. Hopefully not. Hopefully all this will be resolved fairly soon.
It's not going to be resolved fairly soon. It's going to be a war. It's already a war. Biden asked the Ukraine president to retreat. Ukraine president said, man, we're not going anywhere. We don't need a ride. We need guns.
Yeah, I heard about that they need guns. So
I don't see how they're going to win the fight. They don't have any guns. They talking about teaching people how to make Molotov cocktail bombs. I mean, that's not going to win a war, man.
Yeah, not against Russia. So pretty hectic situation. But it's having impact all over. Gas prices filled up the other day. It was like $60-something.
Yeah, mine was 40.
But we were already heading in that direction anyway. With the inflation and everything, it's been rough over these last few weeks, months, everything going up. And a lot of these grocery stores don't even have stuff. Supplies are limited. So, of course, the prices go up.
Grocery stores have been running out of stuff for a while. I mean, I don't know what's going on. But, yeah, grocery stores have been running out for a while. Gas is ridiculous. I mean, I'm paying 40-something for gas. That's too much for a small car.
Well, we'll see how things go. Just touching on some of the things going on in the
what
news.
About we got to talk about the nominee, the first Supreme Court nominee. Well, I guess was she the first black woman that's nominated?
I think she may have been the first. So, I mean, it should go through, I would think. I mean, she's going to be questioned, all of that. But, it's a Democratic House. And Vice President has the tiebreaker in Senate. I don't know. Is it just majority?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they're going to get her confirmed. It's just going to take a while. They're going to pull out our records from preschool and high school. And, we live in this cancel culture. So all she has to do is say one thing wrong in the past and she's done.
Well, of course, they're going to try to find all sorts of things that happened in the past. When she was in college, one time she crossed the street without looking both ways.
Well, you already know I'm with that cancel culture. I'm not with that cancel culture. I'm not with it. I think it's crazy. If you're part of that cancel culture, you might not want to watch this show because to me, that cancel culture is ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but we've seen that some people cannot be canceled. Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle being two.
I need to get to that level. I want to get to a level where I can't be canceled.
Well, yeah. I mean, they have their ride or die people who are with them. So, I mean, they do what they do. My whole thing is with the cancel culture. If you don't like something or don't watch, it offends you, don't watch it. I mean, it's really that simple. You don't have to try to cancel it for everybody, but we are seeing, I think maybe we're at the end of the cancel culture because those, I'm telling you.
We're not at the end of the cancel culture. When Dave Chappelle, that news came out about Dave Chappelle the other day. What was it? He blocked some affordable housing.
Yeah.
Well, did you read? I just read some of the comments. I mean, people, I'll never listen to him again. I'll never support Dave Chappelle. They didn't even get all the facts. I mean, it's that simple. It's that simple to get somebody canceled. All you have to do is tell a juicy lie, and people are gonna roll with it. It doesn't matter if it's the truth.
Yeah, I mean,
with that cancel culture.
Yeah, that brings a whole new issue because you're talking about people talking about they'll never watch him again. I mean, so what? They probably never watched him before. But the whole thing is they didn't read and don't know the whole story. I mean, a lot of what we're going on this cancel culture is because of the media. And that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, we're going to get into the media one day on this show because I have a lot of thoughts on the media, especially the mainstream media. No good. No good. You got to find your news somewhere else, but you can't find it on Facebook.
Well, yeah, that's a problem. Facebook, other social media outlets, that's where people get information, but a lot of it isn't based in fact. And so they want to cancel. Look at the whole story with Dave Chappelle. If you looked at the whole story and you're not in the town, you might say, hey, I don't have anything to do with it. Let me just stay out of it. It's not my town. And they didn't pay attention to what Dave Chappelle had done, how much money he had already invested. And basically what he's saying is, if you do this, you're going to ruin all the things that I've already invested into the town.
Yeah, you're talking about the facts of the case, the situation, whatever. People don't care about that. It's more important. Dave Chappelle blocked affordable housing. I mean, that's going to get people to click on. It got me to click on. I mean, if you just saw the video, which I wasn't, I mean, I knew there had to be more to it. I knew he wasn't just, all this talk and on camera. I mean, he knew he was on camera. He wasn't just going to block some affordable housing. I knew it was a catch to it. So, I mean, I didn't believe the hype. I didn't even buy into all the hype, but I mean, it was a big deal, and a lot of people were talking about canceling him.
Yeah, but like Dave Chappelle said, Twitter's not a real place. So, I mean, it's just people putting stuff online. So you can't put a whole lot of stock into that.
So can you bully someone on Twitter?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can bully somebody. If you're into it, if you're on it, and you're paying attention to the comments, that's why you got to be careful paying attention to comments. You put something on stating what you believe or something, and then other people come on tearing you up on social media. And if you're, reading all of that, there's bullying.
That's why I really stopped putting my personal opinions. Even though this podcast, I guess I'm going to be giving my personal opinions, and I'm sure we're going to have people try to cancel us. I can't wait for the first people to try to cancel us. I'm looking forward to it.
We need to do a few episodes before they cancel us.
We might get canceled this first show. I mean, it's not over yet. We might say something. You might say something to offend a certain group of people, and there you go. It's over.
Yeah. Well, I would say to those, if I say something that you disagree with, no two human beings agree on everything. So, I mean, we could find ways to fight about just about anything. Because no one agrees on everything because we're all individuals. So if you disagree, just, stick in. Yeah. Listen, get a different point of view.
If you disagree with something I said, man, don't be so sensitive. You just disagree with it, man. You don't have to cry about it and try to cancel me. I mean,
don't cancel me.
Don't cancel me, bro. Don't cancel me, bro.
That'll be a new meme. Don't cancel me, bro. Don't cancel me, sis.
Whatever.
Anyway, all right. So,
Karens.
So something that we often talk about, looking at entertainment and sports, and the NBA just ranked the top players of all time. I disagree with that list.
I thought that was an old list. I think that who was number one? Michael Jordan.
Of course, they're gonna put Michael Jordan.
Who was number two?
LeBron, and then Kareem, if I remember the list right. And then they had Kobe at number 10, which is insane. That is insane.
Who was in
man,
front
they
of
had
him?
Larry Bird in front of him. They had Magic Johnson in front of him. Like, come on, man.
Can't have Larry Bird in front of him.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. The only people that I could possibly put in front of Kobe are Jordan, Kareem, and LeBron. And I don't know that I'd put LeBron in front of him, but if you said that LeBron was in front of Kobe, okay, I could see that. But Magic and Bird, people are dealing with nostalgia. Man, come on, I'm talking.
Okay, go
People
ahead,
are dealing, they're nostalgic.
You're all in my shot, man. I'm trying to get
Listen, let me drop some knowledge on you. You worried about the shots.
Go.
I remember,
Say
what's
something.
his name, Wilbon or somebody.
Michael Wilbon.
Yeah, they were talking.
I don't watch them
listen,
eat sports
listen, I know.
dudes, man.
It
I don't
was,
like
it was
none
years
of them
ago.
dudes.
It was
Okay,
years
okay,
ago.
go.
But he was talking, they were ranking the players and somebody ranked Kobe, and he was like, no, you got to look at, no, they're saying who the greatest Laker was. And he was talking about the culture that Magic and Bird created. And he was naming all these reasons why he thought Magic was better, but all the reasons had nothing to do with basketball, with the game. They had to do with impact on pop culture. And I'm like, just look at the game. Look at the game.
Well, the impact on pop culture, we're about to see all that in a new movie, or is it a TV show, whatever that's coming out. Have you seen the trailer? The Lakers?
No.
You haven't seen that?
On the Lakers?
Yeah, about the culture of the Lakers in the 80s. When, what's his name, Jerry Buss, he first took over from his mother, I think, and they got Magic. And then Kareem was in.
Well, they've done a bunch of documentaries about that already.
It's a movie. Yeah, it's a TV
movie.
show. I can't believe you haven't seen the trailer.
On what?
It's about the culture. It's about the Laker culture. Just
so
what
we're talking about James
Will,
Worthy and all them
the
in
80s.
that era?
Do you know the 80s Lakers?
Yeah, I just said.
Okay, well, that's who it's about.
Man, I haven't even seen that.
You haven't seen the trailer?
No,
Yeah.
not
okay.
at all.
I can't remember what it's called, but what's old boy that played in Step Brother with Will Ferrell?
Oh, yeah,
He's playing Jerry Buss.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Step Brothers, that was a good one.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what that's talking about the culture. But you have to understand the people on ESPN, they're sensitive. They're sensitive and they're emotional. They don't what? They are. They're sensitive and they're emotional. Okay. Just like most people on the news. They're not telling you who they believe is the best. They're just telling you who they like the best.
Right.
Michael Wilbon is, I mean, I don't think I would listen to anything that he has to say about sports. I mean, a lot of
them know nothing about sports.
Man, this dude, come on. Michael Wilbon is just a Jeffer. I don't know if you all know what Jeffer means. That's an 80s term since we're talking about the 80s.
Black folk in the 80s, everybody, all the Gen Xers know what Jeffin means.
Man, and that's what Michael Wilbon does, especially with Michael Jordan. So I don't respect that dude, his opinion. I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't respect him. I respect him as a person, but I don't respect none of those sports centers. Stephen A. Smith, man, come on.
Yeah, no, I don't listen to him. Yeah, I stopped watching Sports Center and all that. I can't listen to those people. I'm like they're just giving their opinion, and sometimes their opinion just based on what they like and what they think, not necessarily the sport that they're talking about. We saw that with Stephen A. Smith when he was talking about MMA. He jumped into a sport he didn't know anything about.
I just saw the interview with him, and he did with Kobe and Masvidal, and all he was instigating. I hate when those reporters just instigate a fight. I mean, they're going to fight anyway. You don't have to instigate it, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, for those who don't know, Kobe Covington and Jorge Masvidal, MMA fighters, that have this heated rivalry, and so they're supposed to be fighting. I didn't see the interview.
I mean, Jorge wouldn't let Kobe talk, so I mean, it wasn't really anything to watch. But yeah, Stephen A. Smith, he was just instigating. He brought no value to the interview. I mean, I don't even know why people out there listen to him. If you're out here and you like Stephen A. Smith, you might not want to listen to this show, man. Because
I mean, I'm not gonna beat up on. I don't listen to him. And I definitely don't listen to him. Yeah, I've listened to him before, but I don't listen. I mean, none of them. I don't listen to what they're saying because, I mean, it's just, a lot of it is just barbershop talk. You can find people in the barbershop that know just as much and can talk just as intelligently about what they're saying. But, yeah, you're right. A lot of it is just instigation, just trying to make some noise.
So they don't know what they're talking about. So we're not even going to do the top 5 greatest of all time, but do the top 5 point guards of all time.
Top 5 point guards. Man, I thought we were going to do top 5 comedies. All right,
okay,
top 5.
We can do that, but
top
I'm just
5,
saying you brought in the
sports. Yeah, no,
so.
let's do it. Top 5 point guards. Number 1 is Magic. Magic Johnson, just because he could play a number of positions. He could see the court, him passing, all of that. So I have Magic. Number 2, I'm going to have Steph Curry. Steph Curry, just because he changed the game of basketball, not the culture. He changed how the game is played. People are shooting from half court because of him. I mean, the dude is a shooter, a pure shooter. So Steph Curry, number 2. Isaiah, I'm going to put at number 3. Now, once I finish number 3, then I'm struggling after that.
Man, what about Kyrie?
Yeah, Batman.
What?
At all time? He's got to do a little. He's cold. He's cold. I don't know if I put him in that top 5.
What about John Stockton? John Stockton?
John Stockton was a very, very good point guard, but I'm going to say something that's controversial. I think he and Karl Malone were overrated. So, listen. They were
You
named.
can't say they were overrated.
Okay. Listen to this. Well, John Stockton making the Olympics over Isaiah, although we know what was going on behind the scenes. But listen, they're supposed to be among the 50 greatest of all time back in year 50 of the league.
We know that's an emotional decision.
All right, but
It's an
listen
emotional
to
decision.
this. They can't win one championship. You got two of the greatest players, according to this list, of all time on the same team during their prime, and they can't win one championship because they had a good squad around them. And I know people will say, well, they always ran up against the Bulls, and Bulls, everybody's beatable. What about the years the Bulls didn't win? I mean, you can't win one championship?
Okay, so you don't have John Stockton in your top five, and I'm guessing you don't have Karl Malone in your top five power forwards.
Karl Malone's in my top five power forward, yeah.
But you just
Maybe John Stockton. I mean, he's up there. I'm not saying the dude couldn't play. I'm just thinking, okay, look at it like this. If John Stockton didn't have Karl Malone, how good would Utah be? That they just had a solid power forward instead of Karl Malone. Would they have been as good as they were? And I have to say no.
We don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's all just speculation, but I just don't think they would have been. So I don't know. After that, maybe I'll put, I don't know. Dennis Johnson was tough. I don't know. You go ahead. I have my top three.
I don't know. I have a top five.
You don't have a top five?
I don't know what the top five, the greatest of all time. I mean, Magic, Isaiah. Who else was a real good point guard?
Steph Curry.
I mean, yeah, I guess you had to throw Steph Curry somewhere up in there because he's changed the game. Let me see who else was real good point guard that I can name in that top five.
Because some are gonna say Steve Nash.
I'm not gonna say Steve Nash. I don't agree with that one. I mean, if you have him in the top five, that's cool. But he's not. I'm not gonna put.
No, I don't know. Maybe John Stockton. Maybe I have John Stockton at number 5. I mean, he's up there.
All-time leader in assists and steals.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can't.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not good. I just think, yeah. I mean, I think they were. If you got two of the greatest in their prime, I would think I can get one. Now I don't care if I'm playing.
You're playing against the greatest in his prime.
Okay. What about, listen, those 2 years where Jordan was gone and Houston won. Now you had Hakeem, but he won with a bunch of.
No.
He had some solid players.
No, he had Clyde.
Clyde was on the downs.
Clyde
Clyde came to year 2.
Yeah, he came in year 2.
But year 1, he won with role players.
Yeah, he won with role players.
So I'm Utah. Come on. 2 of the greatest going up against one of the greatest who has a solid bunch of role players. But Utah had some, I mean, Jeff Hornacek, they had a good squad. That's why I say they're overrated sometimes.
I'm going to go ahead and say Magic, Isaiah, Steph. I mean, I think you got to throw John Stockton in there just because he all-time leader in assists and steals. And then
Can't go off all numbers.
Yeah.
Numbers can be deceiving.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, who else?
I'm just saying, so John Stockton is cold. Don't everybody hear me. I know he's one of the greatest, deserves to be a Hall of Famer. I'm just saying, if John Stockton had a bunch of solid role players, how good would Utah have been? Because he couldn't take over a game. Now, the other point guards, the 3 you named before John Stockton, all of them can take over a game completely. I don't see that with John Stockton. Solid point guard. Solid, though. I don't know.
What about Gary Payton?
Yeah, that's a good one. I'd put Gary Payton in there. So let me put him number 4. Some people, they're probably yelling Jason Kidd. Some of the new school, probably Damian Lillard, and then, Kyrie.
I think Kyrie's going to be one of the top 5.
He has the
He's
potential.
unstoppable. He's unstoppable.
He has the potential.
He has, yeah.
I mean, I would agree with that. He has the potential if he sticks with it. You know, some of his off-court antics that people don't like could prevent him from doing some things. You know, one person that, you know, I don't know where he would have been, but Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, just a few years he had him, he was cold-blooded. For those that don't know, his name was Chris Jackson when he was at LSU, went to the league,
Played with Shaq.
converted to
Then he had LSU.
Islam, and changed his name to Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. So we talk about Colin Kaepernick kneeling during the national anthem. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf did that in the 90s. Well, yeah, he refused to stand during the national anthem, and that caused all sorts of problems. That was back in the 90s, and that hurt his career.
Yeah, that killed his career.
I mean, just like it did with Colin Kaepernick. And Mahmoud was cold-blooded. If you've watched Ice Cube's 3-on-3, went to go see that when it was here, Mahmoud at 50 was still balling. I mean, he moves like he's still maybe in his 30s. Of course, the shot is still there. But, yeah, that killed his career just because he refused to stand during the national anthem. But, of course, you got to respect the man because he remained steadfast on what he believed. He would not fold.
He probably would have been one of the greatest.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
There's no telling.
Yeah, he was that good. I mean, he could shoot like Steph.
Man, yeah.
He could shoot like
But
Steph Curry.
his release was so quick, and he was so quick. He was cold-blooded. You know, I mean, if we're talking about coulda, I mean, I have to say one of my favorite players that maybe if his career wasn't, you know, played with injuries is Penny Hardaway. I mean, he was up there. You know, Grant Hill, although he was, you know, they called him the point forward. But, yeah, if we're talking about point guards, those few years where Penny was not hurt, I mean, they were some of the best years of any point guard.
Yeah, Allen Iverson, though. I mean, I know he's more of a shooting guard, but he did play point. Technically, he played point.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know if he's – I had to put him – I'm going to go ahead and put him as in the top 5 point guards, even though he's more of a shooting guard. But
yeah, I mean, if we're putting him as point guard, he'd be number 4. He'd be my number 4. Then maybe John Stockton, number 5. But it's some good out there. But, yeah, some right now, Kyrie Irving has a chance to break that top 5. And I would still say Damian Lillard. I mean, he's another one that could crack that top 5.
there's a few of them that are playing now that even though I don't watch basketball, I don't watch sports that much anymore. I mean, I
Trae
know the
Young.
great ones.
Yeah.
What about Lonzo Ball? I heard one of his sons is supposed to be real good.
Yeah, I forgot the middle. Is it the middle? The youngest one. Yeah, I don't know about, it's too early to say what he's going to do, what he'll be, but yeah, he's the best one. I think it's the youngest one will end up being the best one out of all of them. So that's my top 5 point guards of all time. I'll say it again: Magic, Steph Curry, Isaiah, Allen Iverson. Then I'll go ahead and throw John Stockton in there for now. But I think his position, I don't know that he'll hold on to it in my book for too much longer.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with Magic. I'll go with Isaiah. I'm going to go with AI.
Above Steph?
Yeah, I mean, really, I think AI was better than Isaiah Thomas. But, I mean, because he doesn't have any rings, so people are going to hold that against him. Steph, John Stockton. Is that 5?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
All
because
right.
I got to put Allen Iverson just because of his overall toughness. One of the pound-for-pound toughest players to ever play the game.
Probably the toughest pound for pound. I mean, the dude was relentless. I mean, I would imagine, I can't imagine trying to guard that dude. Pretty tough, but I can't imagine trying to guard Steph Curry either. I mean, as soon as he steps on the court, you got to pick him up. So, well, put in the comments who you think the top 5 greatest point guards of all time. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, we didn't even get into Top 5. What were we gonna do? Top 5 comedies.
Yeah, top 5 maybe we'll do that next time. Top 5 comedies. I already have my top 5.
I just know the first 2, and then I'll have to.
Yeah. Well, once you hear my top 5, you might, because I thought about it for a while, so I have my top 5 comedies. So we'll do that next time. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Please subscribe to the channel.
Chopping It Up with the Cleavers. And remember, every Tuesday you can get a new episode wherever you get your podcast and also on YouTube.
And if you have a topic that you want to hear us talk about, send it in. Let us know. We'll try to cover that. And keep tuning in every week. We have more. We'll have some exciting guests.
Knowledge. Knowledge.
Okay. We're gonna have some guests coming in, some big guest
information,
names.
big guests, dropping knowledge.
Yeah, so chopping it up with the Cleavers.
Chopping it up. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.
I'm of the models, here I am. I come, that's where I'm from, yeah. I said I'm going to Kansas City.